Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I thought it would be fun to do a tutorial on how to hand letter or do calligraphy with Crayola markers, and I personally love doing calligraphy with Crayola markers. So if you're a beginner or you've never done calligraphy before, this is the perfect video because I'll go over all the basics. So I don't want to make this intro super long, so let's just get straight into the video. So now I'm going to be going over the essential basics that you are going to be needing to know, and I just want to stress the importance of learning and thoroughly understanding these basics, because if you can listen to me for the next 2 to 3 minutes, I promise you this process is just going to be a lot easier. So there are really only 3 major things that I'm going to go over, and I'm going to start with the 2 basic strokes that you're going to be needing to know, which are the up and down strokes. So the downstroke is essentially where you create really nice and thick lines, and you also tend to put a lot of pen pressure. The upstroke, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. You're going to make light and delicate lines. You're not going to put that much pen pressure at all. And while you are making these strokes, it's so important that you maintain the same angle. I recommend a 45-degree angle. So when you are making these strokes, always make sure you maintain a 45-degree angle. This is something that people struggle with a lot. People tend to use different angles when they're creating their up and their down stroke, and this makes it harder to form your letters. And in any point of time, if you notice the nib of your marker start to wear down, this is actually a really good sign, because this indicates that you're actually probably doing your strokes well. And this is the major con to Crayola markers, but I personally think that considering the cost of the Crayola markers, it kind of balances out its durability. And I encourage you to practice this however many times you need to until you get a really good understanding of how to make these up and down strokes and you feel really comfortable doing them. So I want to illustrate this further by writing letters in the alphabet to kind of demonstrate what qualifies as a down and up stroke. So with the letter H, for instance, you start with a downstroke, then an upstroke, and then a downstroke. And like with the letter S, you start with an upstroke, then you do a downstroke, and then you would do an upstroke again. With some letters, like the letter T, you're really only making a downstroke. So after you get a good and thorough understanding of these basics, you should look up some inspiration on the internet. I found a really amazing source that I'll link in the description below, but really take a good, I would say, 20 minutes to find a style that really speaks to you and is something that you really love and that you want to replicate, because this is going to be your foundation for the calligraphy you do later on. So really take your time, find something that you really like. And after you've done this, you're basically just going to want to try to copy that style. So really take this time to experiment with all the letters in the alphabet and experiment with your up and down strokes and how well it flows while you're creating each letter. Sometimes I'll just write the letter normally and then I'll go over it and like practice my up and down strokes. And during this process, I encourage you to take a lot of risks with your strokes, because you actually may end up doing a stroke that you didn't intend to, but you end up actually really liking it. And it's totally okay to make a bunch of mistakes, because no one's gonna watch you or judge you or anything. And this is the time to really experiment with practicing your strokes and forming your letters. So really just do whatever you want. And my last tip for you guys is just to make sure you're practicing and practicing and practicing, because really the more you practice, the better you're going to get, and the more risks you take, the better your results are going to be, and the more unique your style is going to be. And honestly, I've been doing calligraphy for almost 2 years now, and I still don't think I'm anywhere near perfect. I still struggle with some letters in the alphabet. So honestly, I encourage you to just keep trying, and I promise you're going to get really wonderful results. So this is just a little montage of me practicing my calligraphy, and I just want to point out how slow I'm writing my letters, because the more careful you are with your calligraphy, the better results you tend to have. So that's pretty much it for this video, and if you have any other questions, make sure to leave a comment below, and be sure to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!